This video is brought to you by Sennheiser and their IE100 Pro in-ear monitor headphones. More on that later. La la la, testing, la la la. Okay, one of my favorite albums ever. This was a really important release for me. I was young, I was playing guitar, but I was sort of giving up rock and roll because there was a lot of bad music, but then you had Queens of the Stone Age and White Stripes. I remember listening to Elephant a lot. So today I want to try to achieve some guitar tones from that album. I know they recorded it in Torag Studios in London. I think in that studio they only have gear from like before 1965. I don't have that in my lousy studio, but I have bought some important ingredients to get this tone right. I've just fixed an amp that I bought for this video, so I'm really excited to go inside, try that, dial in some tones and see if I'm able to get anywhere close to the sound on Elephant. Ooh, welcome to the tone dungeon. It's extremely warm in here, so bear with me. First guitar is of course the Eastwood Airline, a very good replica of the one that Jack White is using. As I've said in an earlier video, I have played one of the original Airlines and that was horrible to play, so I'm glad that they could send me this for this video. That is the guitar that I will be using most, but I'm also using this one from the Angelico, the XL59, and this is tuned to open A. And of course I'm using this for Seven Nation Army. Jack White is known for using the Sears Silvertone 1484. I don't have that one, but I got an 83 instead. That was the one that I was able to find for this video. I think it is very close to the Twin 12, the 84. So I'm really happy that I was able to find this one. I'm running that through my barefaced cabinet, the Uprising. And also he's known for combining that with a Fender Twin. I was not able to buy or borrow a Fender Twin for this video, but I will say this, it is sort of a myth, and I actually think it's true that Fender Twins aren't sounding that good in Europe because of the power here compared to how it is in the States. I've heard some people say that, and I actually think it's true because I have never really liked Fender Twins. I love Fender amps. I think the other models sounds good here in Europe, here in Norway, but I never really liked the Fender Twin. It sounds too stiff for me. And he's using that to get reverb. So I thought, hey, let's use my Hamstead Artist 60. The reverb is great. It's a very neutral sounding amp. The cleans are similar to Fender Twin clean sounds, so I think that is a more than good enough choice for this sound. So on the Silvertone, I'm miking that up with a Beyer Dynamic M160, and for the Hamstead I'm using a Lewitt MTP 440. They are in phase, and I'm allowing a bit more bass in the mix because there's no bass player in White Stripes, so I think you can hear on the album that there's some more low end on the guitars than you would normally hear when you have a bass player in the mix as well. As for the pedal board, it's pretty simple. I have a MXR micro amp. Not sure how he used that in the studio, but I think it's pretty clear that you have some more cleanish sounds, and sometimes you can hear that the amps are definitely working harder. It might be, of course, that he in the studio just turned up the amps and that the micro amp is a live thing, but I think there's some good use for it in this video. Then we have a whammy, very important pedal for this sound. I have the whammy number 4, I believe I bought secondhand. You could go for the number 5, which is the current one. I'm guessing that the 5 wasn't out when he recorded Elephant anyway, so the 4 is good enough. And the fuzz pedal is actually maybe a weird choice. I forgot to find a big muff. I should have just bought a Electro Harmonix big muff. I think you will be good with any of those models. But the only one that I have here in my studio is the Young Fuzz FZ7, a very cheap fuzz pedal that I bought on eBay or Amazon, I think. Very cheap, but it sounds amazing. Is there anything else I should mention? I think I also heard that Jack White used a Selmer amp in the studio when they recorded Elephant. I'm not sure how much he used a Silvertone, a Fender Twin, and the Selmer, but I definitely think we can get very close with the crunch from the Silvertone and the clean sparkle and the reverb from my Hamstead. Okay, first here is the Eastwood with just the Hamstead. And here is just the Silvertone. And together. So I think a lot of the secret sauce right here is the combination of these two amps. Okay, let's go through the pedals. First here is the micro amp. The setup here is very dynamic. You already get a lot of dirt just from the amps, but I think he's using the micro amp when he wants even more dirt. And that leads me to the fuzz. So that's the fuzz. And then of course, then we have the whammy. Right now I have it set to an octave down. I don't know if you have heard the live version of The Hardest Button to Button, then he's playing the bass line and the guitar at the same time, which is kind of difficult and weird. Very cool sound, and of course we have that on Seven Nation Army as well. I will show you that a bit later. I have been using these for about a month now, and I've used them for several things. First and foremost, I use them to listen to music. They sound really good, and naturally they protect against noise outside. I don't like noise. I don't like people talking on the subway, so they are perfect for that. I use them in the studio a lot, like when I'm doing a video like this where I'm trying to achieve a certain guitar tone. I don't have a control room and an assistant to move the microphone, so I need to be in the room. It's loud, so I use these to protect my ears, and I can also hear what I'm playing, so I can move the mic where I want it to be. I also use them when I'm recording and practicing drums. They sound amazing, they protect my ears, and what I also really like about them is that they are really easy to insert into my ears. I had a previous set from a different brand, and that was really difficult. I spent a lot of time getting them in there. With these, it's pretty easy. There will be links down below if you want to check them out. Thank you. At times, he's also using the octave up. One time is on I just don't know what to do with myself. The last part, here it is. It really makes that part stand out and sounds awesome. And by the way, another tune where I believe he's using the MXR micro amp is for this one. Okay, so we are on the D Angelico. It's tuned to open A. And of course we are doing Seven Nation Army on Jack White's K hollow body. There seems to be just one pickup, and that is in the neck position, but with this one I prefer to use the bridge pickup. I just find that to be the closest tone to what you hear on the album. So I'm using the whammy for an octave down, and I'm turning that off for the pre-chorus and the chorus, and then we are doing the slide thing. Thank you for watching. I have a couple of bonus tracks for you. Check out the links down below. Thanks to Sennheiser. Leave a like if you enjoyed the video. Goodbye.